Is it just me, or does everything feel harder now? Does everything feel like it has to be a fight to get it done? I want to go through 3 reasons that I think things just feel harder than they used to. And if you stick around, I did a quick walkthrough video of the bookstore that I'm going to put at the end of the video. So you get to see that happening. So if you looked at my project list right now and you looked at my emails, you would see that I have like half a dozen things where I'm having to fight someone to do something, whether it's insurance to get them to pay out a claim, whether it's a shipping company getting them to ship books or ship things to us in time, or just getting someone to do something that I feel like they're supposed to be doing. It feels like everything lately has just been a fight. Nothing has been, you do this thing, you fill out this paperwork, and then it just happens. Every single thing we deal with now seems to be a fight. You get on QuickBooks support, you have to fight with them to fix things. You get with the IRS, you have to fight with them to fix things. Everything feels like you're constantly having to battle somebody to get things done. And I was doing some thinking on why that might be. And I have 3 hypotheses, and maybe it's a combination of these. But one thing that I'm wondering is, has it just always been this way? Has it always been a fight, but you only really start to notice it when you get to a certain age? And that before this point, I was just naive and ignorant. I didn't deal with big boy problems. And so I didn't realize that everything had to be a fight every step of the way. And now that I am getting of an age, maybe now I'm just seeing just how hard it is to get anything done these days. And maybe it's not just these days, maybe it's always been that way. So that's option one. It's just always been hard and I'm just now noticing it. Or has something changed? Have things actually gotten worse, whether it's because of COVID or inflation or a war or iPad kids or whatever? Is it just that it's harder to get things done because costs have risen, and so companies are cutting costs in other areas, specifically customer support? Has there just been an erosion of quality across the board, and we've gotten used to this whole disposable economy and disposable society where we don't put quality into anything, and so everything, even service-based things, have to be a fight? And I do think that that's part of it. I mean, you think about like Amazon. I remember whenever Amazon Prime was a new thing, 2-day shipping was almost guaranteed. And if you remember, with Amazon, you used to be able to get on customer support. You could chat with someone almost immediately and your issue would be resolved, almost no questions asked. If you said that it took too long to get something, they would just refund you. It wouldn't be a thing. Now you do Amazon, you get Prime delivery, but it's not 2 days. It might be 3 days, and it might actually get here in 4 or 5 days. And if you want to get a refund on anything, you have to wait until later, and it takes you forever to get in touch with somebody. So that has definitely changed over the years. Are we just seeing maybe like a consolidation of all of these big companies that are controlling so much of the economy, like Amazon and Walmart and Disney and the others, where now we're just seeing lack of competition from mom and pops? Or again, have people just stopped caring as much? And my last theory of why maybe things feel like they're getting harder, and this might be like the most nuanced, is it that we are just doing more? So, 6 years ago, however long ago it was, that I just had a W-2 job. I didn't have a side business, just go to work and go home. There really wasn't a ton of stuff to deal with. I wasn't necessarily filing insurance claims. I wasn't building a warehouse. We weren't having pallets of books shipped to us. And so we were dealing with less problems. And so maybe we just saw less fight and less conflict. And now that we have a CPA practice, and we have an author business, and we have a bookstore, and we have these coaching things, and we have in-person employees and virtual employees, is it just that now that we're growing in different areas, we are finding that there are obviously issues to deal with in each one of those areas that we've never dealt with before? And so maybe it's more of a mindset thing. Maybe it's not as much of a fight as I think it is. It's just that I don't know what to expect going into it, and I expect it to be easy, and then it's not easy. And if I had to guess, I'm sure it's not just a blanket thing. It can't be that it's the same reason for all of it. It's probably a little bit of everything. I do think that things just have gotten worse lately over the years. I do also think that maybe I'm dealing with big boy problems now that I never had to deal with. And I also think that now that we're just going into different businesses, we're running up against things that we've never had to even consider before, much less know whether or not it was a fight to deal with it. But the whole thought experiment does have me thinking about North CPA and the bookstore and everything else, and making sure that like the people, our customers and our clients, aren't dealing with us thinking the same thing, thinking, gosh, why is this such a fight? Every time I reach out for something, why does it take so long to get a document? Or why do I have to schedule a meeting? Why can't I just pick up the phone and call? So I want to make sure that we're being extremely aware of the customer experience in any areas where whenever somebody deals with us, whether it's to request information, ask a question, just touch base, get a status update, whatever it is, that they're not also feeling like, well, I emailed and then they told me I had to email this other person and then I didn't hear from them for another 3 days. And so then I had to email them again. Like, I want to make sure that that's not what's happening. The plus side of all this is with how terrible service is in almost every other area that I'm dealing with, just like following through on your word puts you so far ahead of so many people. And, I'm saying this about how everything is a fight and it seems like nobody wants to do anything. Those are the things I'm noticing. We have so many people that we do work with who are phenomenal. They don't just do what they say that they're going to do. They go above and beyond and they really, really deliver and they do way better than we would ever expect them to. And their prices are fair and they're easy to access and all that. So I'm not trying to say that like everyone's just a pain and I don't like dealing with people. We have those people in our lives and in our businesses who are just absolutely outstanding. I would pay them to do anything that they want to do. I think the issue is, though, the people who are working well, you almost don't notice that they're working well because it just does what it's supposed to do. You don't notice that there's a problem because there is no problem. But the people who are making it harder to get business done and making it harder to get things done, those are taking up more of our brain space and more of our schedule. And so then they get more attention. So what are your thoughts on this? Have you noticed that things have just gotten harder to deal with, that everything seems like it has to be a fight, or has it always been this way? And if you have noticed that maybe it's gotten worse, what do you think the reason is? Am I kind of close to the right answer, you think, on those 3 options, or is there a 4th option I'm not even considering? Let me know in the comments and stick around for the walkthrough of the bookstore. All right, so this is a quick sneak peek of the bookstore. Here's the front room where we've got all the kind of like new releases and things that we think are going to be really popular on this front table. And we've got this really nice, cool mantle place with a fake fireplace that has all the fire glow stuff. Over here, we've got a little display of Jessica's own books, journals, notepads, things like that. The good stuff is in here, though. Well, not that this isn't the good stuff, but the fiction stuff. So fiction books, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, romantasy, merch, t-shirts, young adult, classics, mystery, thriller, horror. I don't think I need to say everything, but it just turned out so good. I love the experience of it. And I feel like a lot of the people who have come in have commented on the feel of the bookstore and what it's like whenever you come into it. Because our whole thing is, if you're coming here, it's for the experience. You could have gone to Barnes & Noble, you could have just shopped from your phone. But if you're coming in here, like, everything needs to be thought out and everything needs to be part of the experience of being in a little small town bookstore and not just thrown together. Just very, very intentional about everything that we did. So that's it. That's a sneak peek. If ever you find yourself in Louisiana or close by, you should come check us out. What do you think? Isn't it nice? I love everything that Jessica did with it and all the thought that she put into it. And our grand opening the last weekend of May was incredible. I was expecting maybe 50 to 100 people to show up. Jessica had in her head that maybe like 150 people might come. That was our kind of like, wow, what if we blow it out the water? And even up to the morning of, I was like, okay, either no one's going to show up and it's going to flop, or we might have more people than we expect showing up. We ended up with over 300 people showing up for the grand opening. And it was like wall to wall packed for hours. It was incredible. I never would have expected that much support. And I'm so thankful for all the community and everything else. But we had people even coming from out of town. We had people who we never met before coming through the bookstore. We actually had people that we knew come to the bookstore saying like, oh, we didn't realize that it was y'all doing this, which kind of goes to show you can't say things too many times whenever you're doing marketing, because there's a good chance that people still don't even know because Facebook is the way it is. But just to say, grand opening was amazing. I'm recording this at the end of the first week after the grand opening. It has been a great week. We've had people come in and out. We got a huge shipment of books in earlier this week that we put out. So the bookstore is fully stocked again. And yeah, it was been a whole lot of fun. I never thought we would own a bookstore, but this is us now, I guess. Anyway, hope you liked it. I will see you next time.